No matter how much you try to wipe it clean, crumple it up, or throw it away, your image on the web doesn't disappear. The real letdown comes when most of them are reassigned to Portland and grabbing their bag at the jetport, but an actual video game app to download. The upgrades on and around Dean White Court haven't really taken away from that vintage feel. They've simply added color. And if you thought that was cute, well, this will take it up a few more steps. From pranking to planking, where one fit dude just smashed a world record. No, you don't need to get your eyes checked. You are seeing double. Hi, Pat. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, it's amazing. It took him 86 years to win one. Joined by NASCAR driver Casey Kane. Casey, you were here back in 2007. What was it about Lima Land that brought you back?
ABC6 reporter Csaba Sukosd is live in Believeland as fans are gearing up now. Csaba?
That's right, Bob. You know it. Well, speaking of gear, I brought my own gear as well. Got my wine and gold, got my road blue too. Now, we went to several spots around the city. One consensus across the board, fans just can't wait for that 9 p.m. tip. The border battle is very entrenched in central Ohio, specifically in Pickerington, where a formidable foursome of players are split right down the middle. 2 suiting up for the Buckeyes, 2 more suiting up for the Wolverines. Do you prefer it clear and cold or warmer and soggy?
Very good question. Clear and cold.
Yes.
You?
Same way. Same way.
Good. We
You
agree.
can bundle up and you can just worry about not getting wet.
Yeah, we've got everything in that forecast.
Nice.
We've got spring and winter all rolled into one.
Okay. Just get out of here.
Okay.
And this isn't the first time that Cook's shoulder has been a question of doubt, if you will. 5 years ago in high school, how did he respond to a similar situation? 5 touchdowns and a 55-0 win.
Ooh, and you know, D'Antonio, thanks to his time at Ohio State and Cincinnati, he's got his hooks. He's got some kids from Dayton, Columbus, all over Ohio. There's quite a few Ohio boys on the team.
26 other ones alongside Connor Cook. So he's clearly built that foundation, recognized that that state up north clearly could use some influx of talent, if you will, down here.
And they remember who doesn't give them a scholarship when you're from Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Running, especially against the clock, comes at a price.
It hurts along the way. I'm usually very out of breath.
For many kids, putting themselves through that kind of pain is often someone else's idea.
My mother was the first one that told me that I should run.
She didn't really like it. I think she even hated it.
In this case, Abby Mitchell would keep with it and actually grow to like it.
It feels incredible afterwards.
I know how hard it was and everything else, but she said it was worth it to her to feel like she was one of the other kids.
That's because for the rest of the day, the senior at Falmouth isn't running with the pack, as she's just one of 30,000 people in the U.S. battling cystic fibrosis.
If I had the same problem, I probably wouldn't get out of bed.
I can't imagine, and I don't even think we realize all that Abby deals with.
There's inhaled antibiotics. There's therapy.
And medications, sometimes a lot of them.
I take probably about 12 medications, but multiple pills or multiple dosages of each.
Then there's her diet.
Apples, beans, watermelon.
Even those health foods are out of her reach, unless she wants to take more insulin due to her CF-related diabetes. All that sacrificing, though, has become second nature to Abby, as she uses each stride to add precious seconds to her life.
It's really easy to quit, and she never did. She kept on going. She used it as a motivation.
It's fun to have successes, but this is the kind of success that's way beyond, you know, wins and losses.
Although for runners, there's no better feeling than beating the clock. In Falmouth, Csaba Sukosd, News Center. When it comes to sports, there's no such thing as a fan being too old or too young.
Ever since he was a baby, he started coming to our basketball games.
He's the first 2-year-old I've ever seen that loves to watch basketball.
And he is our #1 fan.
Unfortunately, age also doesn't discriminate when it comes to less cheerful matters.
Everybody was scared. It's horrible news to get, especially when it's someone that's 2 years old.
Little Cody Bean was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, the most common infantile cancer.
He started chemo about a month ago.
It's definitely
been tough at times.
Having loved the Lady Vikings since he first laid eyes on them, the Oxford Hills girls gave him a much-needed assist.
That couldn't have been more of a perfect pass.
We felt like as a team, we needed to do something to give back to him.
It started with an expression.
Being strong is kind of the logo and the motto that we've kind of adopted.
Where everyone is carrying a piece of Cody with them.
He's not here in person, but we know that he's in our hearts and that all the girls have him in theirs.
His health may keep him from attending games.
Shoot it, shoot it.
But that doesn't mean the girls can't bring basketball to him.
Here we go.
Hi, Cody! We won. We did it for you. Feel better soon. We love you. Miss you, bud. See you soon.
We're gonna do whatever we need to do, and we're just gonna get rid of it. We're gonna fight it.
In South Paris, Csaba Sukosd, News Center. Hey everybody, Csaba Sukosd here with the biggest edition yet of the high school football fever. We've got 10 games loaded with playoff and league title implications. Mid-State League Ohio Division up for grabs in Gahanna. 7-1 Columbus Academy, unbeaten Bexley. This one as tight as you would imagine. Lions clinging to a 7-point lead in the fourth. Sean early there with the first down inside Vikings territory. A few plays later, it's Micah Flegel with the lane, but he coughs it up. There's Dorian Moultrie with the recovery. Lions give up the first 14, score the last 28. They win 28-14. Former New Albany great Darren Lee in attendance. The former Buckeye watching the current Eagles stud Vic White with a 44-yard pickup, but the Eagles lose it on a fumble inside Falcons territory. Then it's the visitors with their own big play. Brendan Knox busts one up the middle. He too goes for 40 yards. He would finish what he started a few plays later, but it's New Albany that comes back to win this, 38-28. Reynoldsburg needs to win out if they're going to make the D1 Region 3 postseason, beating current top seed. Big Central would go a long way. Raiders got the yards, but it was the Tigers who got the points. Central with an impressive 43-21 win. Worthington-Kilbourne dropping 3 out of 4 entering the night. A win over 7-1 Hilliard-Bradley would help their playoff hopes in a big way. The Wolves here with a flash on offense in the third, but the Jags D would come up there as they did all night. They blank the Wolves 16-0. City League South title at stake at Eastmoor. A win for West would give them their first title since '75, likely their first ever playoff berth as well. Patrick Robinson calls his own number. That ties the game at 7. Eastmoor Academy comes back to win 25-22. In the City League North, Beechcroft would set up a winner-take-all title game with Northland as they beat Whetstone last night. Field wreaking havoc here as well. The Cougars offense limited, but the D came through. Beechcroft wins a slugfest 12-6 in overtime. Legendary DeSales coach Bob Jacoby playing the visitor at his former school as he and St. Charles Prep went for the upset of the unbeaten Stallions. First quarter, the horses show they've got plenty in the stable. Brian Asamoah the outside for almost 50 yards. Alonzo Booth caps things off on the drive here. Stallions stampede their way to a 38-7 win. They take the Catholic League title. Undefeated Johnstown Monroe has the inside track of the #1 seed in Division 4 Region 15 as they took on Utica. It's the offense taking over here. Jason Walters works his way into the end zone. Home team would have plenty more. They win 69-6. How about some Logan County football? Bell Fountain looking to knock off Indian Lake from the ranks of the unbeaten. The Lakers plenty comfortable on land, even more comfortable here in the end zone. Andrew Holbrook barrels his way in for the end zone. Indian Lake sets up a battle of unbeatens with Ben Logan for the Mad River title, 38-13. Csaba Sukosd here, where to put it bluntly, it's been a rough day in sports. First Jose Fernandez, and now this, as golf and the world as a whole lost one of the greats. Arnold Palmer has died at the age of 87, and the impact is being felt by many, especially by those who knew him well, like longtime rival and friend Jack Nicklaus. The Golden Bear released a statement via Twitter a short while ago saying, quote, "I was shocked to hear that we lost a great friend and that golf lost a great friend. We lost one of the incredible people in the game of golf and of all of sports. My friend, many people's friend, just wore out. He always been a fighter and he never gave up on anything. Maybe his body did, but I know Arnold's will and spirit did not," end quote. The next crop of PGA hopefuls like Palmer playing in the final round of the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship at OSU's Scarlet Horse. Cameron Smith from New Zealand here on 13 with a tap in for Bird. Good for 11 under overall and a runner-up finish. The winner, Grayson Murray here, he wins the tourney at -12. 2 days into training camp, the Blue Jackets are already seeing how they stack up against others in the league. Having lost a split squad game in St. Louis this afternoon, the other half tried to salvage a win on home ice. Matt Calvert, one of the handful of vets at Nationwide Arena. Opening period, here he is scrapping his way to the puck. Jackets with 9 shots on the frame. On the other end, Anton Forsberg was a busy body, making 13 saves in the first. But he and the CBJD couldn't keep the Blues from lighting the lamp early and often. This was pretty much the only fight, or the only thing the Blue Jackets won all night, as they lose 5-0. Crew SC fans saw a familiar face at Monterey Stadium, Kai Kamara and the Revolution in town. In the 42nd, it's the other Kamara stealing the show. Ola off the feet from Mohamed Syed, his 14th of the season, 1-0 black and gold at the break. Same score in the 82nd when controversy would ensue. Ola Kamara taken down in the box, or was he? Replay showing minimal contact at best. Nevertheless, he would step the spot and put it away, his 15th of the season. Crew SC 5 points out of that final playoff spot with 5 to go with the 2-0 victory. To college football, where next to nothing changed in the upper echelon of the rankings, but that won't be the same next Sunday with 3 matchups in the top 10 of teams going head-to-head. The top 7 stayed as is in both polls. The media still has Alabama as a resounding number 1, followed by OSU, Louisville, Michigan, and Clemson. Wisconsin is up to 8 after spanking Sparty and East Lansing. This week, they had the Maize and Blue on the road as well. For the coaches, the only difference is 3 through 5, with Clemson, Louisville, and that team up north in that order. With the Buckeyes off, we help fill that void as the Football Fever's Ben Buchanan chatted with the nation's reigning punter of the week, Cam Johnston. On to the NFL, where the Bengals are feeling the effects of a tough early season schedule. Cincinnati lost to the Steelers last week, hosted the Super Bowl champs Denver at Paul Brown Stadium. Jeremy Hill bouncing to the outside here, 4 of his 97 yards on the ground and his second score of the day. Bengals up 17-14. Or 14-10 rather. It's a one-score game in the 4th when Demaryius Thomas gets behind the Cincy secondary. 55-yard score puts this one away as the Bengals fall to 1-2. 29-17 was your final. Browns and Dolphins trying to get their first win of the season in Miami. Cleveland with a chance to steal one after a late turnover, but just like the past 2 decades as an organization, Cody Parkey was off the mark. This would go to overtime, and that's where Jay Ajayi goes untouched from 11 yards out. Former Buckeye Terrell Pryor did it all with 200 yards of offense, but the Brownies find yet another way to lose, 30-24 in overtime. Indians with a moment of silence before their game against the White Sox to pay their respects to Jose Fernandez. Tribe with a chance to clinch the AL Central after Tigers lost, but they could not do it again. Tribe lose 3-0. Give me a follow on Twitter, everybody. I'm Csaba Sukosd, ABC 6 Sports. For some schools, the road takes a little longer until the winds finally change.
It's all I've wanted for most of my life.
Everybody's excited, teachers, the community. Every time I drive to school, you can see the signs up. They just give me chills every time. We've always been preaching family, and at the end of each practice, it's always family.
1, 2, 3, family!
It's been a real thrill to watch this team.
If anyone can appreciate what it takes to get Oak Hill here to Fitzpatrick Stadium for Gold Ball Saturday, it's their former coach and patriarch, Jeff Sturgis, who took the Raiders to their 2 previous state finals back in 1982 and 84.
Relish this week, but don't lose focus.
Tying together those teams and this team are his former players, whose kids are calling and making plays.
Gordon Strout rushed for 1,400 yards and 24 touchdowns for us in '82.
It was a blast. We've kind of talked about it forever.
Donnie Terrian was a free safety for us, started all year.
It takes you back sometimes. He brings it up all the time. I mean, all the time.
And asked for some fatherly encouragement.
Yes, there you go.
And guidance.
Go, and you lead.
Leave it all on the field.
Let's go, let's go.
And give it everything you got, because you may not get back.
This is the most high you'll ever get in life. You don't need drugs or alcohol. This is it. This is the high you want to live off.
Yeah! Imagine the feeling with the gold ball instead. In Wales, Csaba Sukosd, News Center.